Big game, James.
It's game day, Producer G over here.
Yeah, it's Sunday night game day, and it's a big-ass game. Let me tell you something.
Fired up for this one.
Whew. I mean, watching these games that happen today, they say, oh, it's only game two. It ain't a must win, but it's a must win in my eyes just because of we need the momentum. We ain't trying to be 0-2 in last place. We definitely ain't trying to lose to these bummy-ass Giants. And we had the Eagles lose. We had the Redskins lose. Carolina lost. The Green Bay, Minnesota tied. You feel me? So this is an opportune time to us jump right back in the race and get back in the thick of things.
Yeah, it's a great chance to go ahead and jump right back up to the top of the division. Let's go ahead and jump in with some shout-outs here before we get started on this Giants-Cowboys Sunday Night Football pregame show. We'll start off on Facebook Live. If you're watching, make sure you're leaving your comments on the Silver and Blue Nation Facebook page. Ryan Dye's in there, Jay Favela, James Pesos, Jessica Flaherty. Make sure you guys are liking and sharing.
Liking and sharing, man.
Hitting those emojis.
Hitting them.
Garrett Thomas is in there, Ty Davis, Ron Smith, what's going on, Ray Griggs. Thanks to all you guys who are tuning in. We already got comments coming in about Josh Gordon. We'll definitely talk a little bit about that. So, yeah, thanks for everybody who's tuning in. Make sure you like, comment, share, go subscribe to us on YouTube. Let me say what's up to our YouTube friends real quick before we get started. Produced by Germs in there first.
Yes.
Annette's in there. Stevie Mac 23.
Yes.
Chef 2010. Torres Carson. Maurice Rouse. Texas Tia. Sean George. Thanks to everybody who's checking us out.
Yeah.
Now let's go ahead and jump into it a little bit.
Let's get this damn game started because I'm ready to get this dub because, as I said before, this is an important game for us, for the psyche of our team. Not to me, it's the psyche of the team. And also, like I said, we look bad out there offensively, and we need to definitely get on track. The Giants' defense isn't like Carolina's as far as it being top-notch, but it is still a very formidable defense. And we're just going to have to go in there and make sure we handle our business. Dak Prescott, the offensive line, got to clean those things up. Crazy. So we just got to clean up a lot of the assignments. We got to get this running game going. But once again, Dak Prescott has to make plays in this passing game, and he can't miss receivers. He can't lock on to people. He has to show he's the quarterback, man. We can't keep on going back and forth with this. We have to make waves now.
We've had a little bit of audio issues going on, little technical audio issues, so apologize for that. I just made some adjustments. Hopefully I was able to fix that up for you. So hopefully you guys didn't go away. Jump back in with us.
Jump back in. We apologize.
Let everybody know that we're on right now. Pre-game show, we're getting you warmed up for tonight, and then we'll be back for the post-game show afterwards. So thanks for checking us out, and sorry about those technical issues. Hopefully we got it fixed up for you. Let us know in the comments what you think.
Katina said it's better.
Where you're representing the Cowboys from tonight, too.
Katina said it's better, so she says we lit. So
cool,
we back good. So if you left, get your ass back in here so we can talk this Cowboys football because, like I said, this is a huge game today. A lot of things to talk about. Some, like I said, games that played today, important games. But more than anything, to me, them Eagles and Redskins lost. That's the biggest thing that happened to me today. That was good.
Yeah, I mean, that's huge. It's considering you got a game tonight where you have a chance to also give another division opponent a loss and then get yourself a win.
Yes.
And then be right back in there in the conversation.
Right.
I didn't want to panic too much from last week because, I mean, I was overreacting like I'm sure everybody else was, especially to Dak Prescott's performance. But if you look back over the last couple of years since he's been there, it's kind of been a struggle to start the season offensively. 2016 and last season. We won last season the first game, but it didn't start too hot for the offense. I think we only scored 16 points, so it's a little early to be panicking. Let's give it a few games. Let's see what happens. We really need to focus on winning this division first.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing to panic about, but at the end of the day, to me, I'm not in a panic mode, but what I am in a let's get together mode because, as I said before, these things have been coming up year after year after year. I had so many people coming at me saying it's only one damn game, but to me, it's not one game. When you're playing in the NFL, when you're playing any kind of sport and you're only playing 16 games and you're playing NFC games, it's not just one game. When you have that mentality, well, it's just one game. We just lost one game. No, because if you get like that, that's when it filters on to the next week and then you play sloppy the next week. You got to have a sense of urgency, and the sense of urgency is now. The Giants, it could be an upset special for them. They're not supposed to beat us tonight. Okay, Odell Beckham, I know. He had 11 catches last week. Saquon Barkley, you had 106 yards or whatever, but it was only 68 on one carry, so you really didn't do damage.
And they only scored 15 points.
You feel me? Jacksonville shut you down. Eli does Eli. I'm not scared of Eli Manning no more. I ain't going to lie. Early in his career, he used to be killing us. I used to be worried about Eli Manning. I'm not worried about him. When we get pressure on him like I know we can, we're going to whoop his ass. And that offensive line is terrible. Eric Flowers, we already know is well documented how terrible he is. We should be feasting on them. So this is our opportune time for our offense to get together. So, yeah, we had a little bit of struggles. And I said, a few weeks ago, the first 4 or 5 games, our offense was going to struggle because of the preseason and the new faces and just the things of the camaraderie. It looks like we were going to struggle. It's a lot of new places and faces. But at the end of the day, you still got to make plays as a quarterback. It wasn't a great call game, but you still have to make plays in the passing game, and Dak has to make those plays today.
Yeah, that's something I was worried about too. I'm just curious to see like what kind of adjustments are going to be made coming into this game, coming off of last game, because that's kind of
the same old thing though.
Something I talked about, you just kind of hit on it too. Like beforehand was the unknowns. I was worried of going into that Carolina game, the unknown at wide receiver, the unknown at tight end. I think you're kind of seeing that. There wasn't really a guy that kind of stood out above the rest at camp, and I still think it's kind of looking that way. And as I said last week, we kind of look like we don't have a lot of an identity. We're still kind of trying to find who the guys are we're going to be relying on. And I'm just curious to see what type of adjustments that the coaching staff makes tonight, which let me go ahead and jump into this question, and this is for you guys in the comments too. Garrett or Linehan, which one's going to be more on the hot seat? Because in my mind, we already know what Dak and Zeke can do together. We've seen it already, the success. Now the adjustments got to be made when other defenses have keyed in on you. So who do you think is more on the hot seat? Who's likely to get fired first?
Who's likely to get fired first?
Yeah, let's just say we keep having these poor
Scott
offensive
Linehan,
performances.
because he's going to save Jason Garrett, because Jerry Jones loves some Jason Garrett. So it would seem easier for you to get rid of Scott Linehan before Jason Garrett. Why would you keep Linehan, fire your head coach, and keep Linehan as your offensive coordinator unless you're trying to promote him?
Yeah, I was going to say, usually you have a guy who's
you don't do that.
Usually you have a guy who's kind of like interim in the waiting, and then you'd fire the head coach, and then that guy would kind of take over as interim the rest of the season as kind of like a tryout, like Jason Garrett did his first year.
Right, but no way in hell do I want Scott Linehan as a tryout for the Dallas Cowboys on no terms. And as I said before, I made a post earlier this week, and I said, as bad as Dak Prescott looked that first game, and even how he was uneven last year, I don't care what anybody's telling me. I think Scott Linehan is sabotaging him with the play calling. Because I'm going to just tell anybody who's a football purist or anybody who really wants to watch the game of football, you need to get the All-22 film. The All-22 film tells you everything, because you see the views that you don't see when you're watching the game regular. So you go watch the All-22 film. When you see the All-22 film and you see the play call in the down and distance, it's like, does he have the power to audible out of that? Because we remember all the time Romo saying, kill, 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 kill. Killing the formations, changing the formations. You don't see Dak change. I'm not saying he doesn't, because I do see Dak changing plays here and there, but I wonder if he has full command of the offense where he can change and make audibles, because how many times have we seen where quarterbacks are not allowed to audible unless the coach says? And then I hear something about how Dak Prescott doesn't even talk to Linehan on the sideline. He talks to Kellen Moore. Scott Linehan talks to Kellen Moore, and then Kellen Moore goes talk to Dak Prescott. I mean, just those little type of goofy things to me just don't add up, and that's why I feel like that's why the quarterback play is the way it is. So if you see somebody that would go, it would be Linehan. Garrett would go the whole year, no matter what the record was, and then you get rid of Linehan and probably try to give Garrett another chance. Oh, well, let me give you a better offensive coordinator, and maybe he can get Dak together. That, to me, would be the excuse for Garrett more so than you keeping Linehan, because there ain't no way in hell are you keeping Scott Linehan and thinking he will be the next coach of the Dallas Cowboys.
Okay. Let me go ahead and give some more shout-outs, because some of you might have missed it earlier when the audio was having some issues. So, again, sorry about that. But I did shout everybody out who was in there to start off the show. Let me get some more names in. Jawan James tuned in.
What up, everybody?
Megan McBride, Lena Gonzalez, Aaron Howard. I'm looking on Facebook Live. LaShonda Nelson, Vondell, Aaron Howard. Everybody who's commenting with us, we appreciate it. Let us know what you think about this game tonight. What do the Cowboys need to do differently?
And, if you're looking in the comments just on Facebook, because I can't see YouTube, and shout out to everybody who's on YouTube, but a lot of people are just agreeing, not saying with me, but they are agreeing. Linehan, everybody, because it's Linehan. Like, it's not the thing that Linehan is a bad offensive coordinator. I'm not trying to bash him. Like, the players got to make plays. Coaches are out there. They don't go out there and make the play. So if he calls a play call and the call doesn't work and players are doing stupid things, you can't blame Scott Linehan for that. You feel me? Like, people say, and that's the truth. You can't blame the coaches for everything. When they give you a play, the players have to execute the plays. So it's on the players too.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, when you keep on seeing time and time again the down and distance and you see the play calls, just for instance, I was watching some of the tape, and I don't know, you need to watch Brett Coleman. I posted a video. He's really good on the breakdowns. And you got a smart linebacker like Luke Kuechly who knows these calls and knows the game. And you're calling basic things that make it obvious for him to be able to see your play call, and he's calling out your plays. Hey, we all got mad at Dez, but what was he saying? He said they're calling out our plays, and they're doing the same thing. You could see a lot of times when they were calling plays, Luke Kuechly knew our plays. He knew exactly where to shift the defense and go and stop the plays. That's why we weren't getting a lot of running things going, is besides the missed assignments. So it just doesn't make sense of why these things keep happening with our team. We just seem like it just seems mediocre, and it can't be that any longer, G. It can't, because it's going to be the same thing every damn year, and it's getting old.
Yeah, I saw an interesting stat with, I can't remember who it came from, but I remember seeing it come across my timeline on one of my social medias where every year since Jason Garrett was relieved of his play calling duties, the offense has gotten worse each season. It's come down in the ranks each year.
Right.
And going back to what you were saying about Dak Prescott having that ability to change the plays or not, I'm not really sure what the answer is to that, but I can tell you that things have changed a little bit since Romo left, because there was a lot more of that in 2016.
Right.
And it feels like even though Romo was on the sideline, he was still helping in that way.
And it's just crazy. You know, I'll be honest. I was blind to the fact a little bit how and I'm not saying press Romo for offensive coordinator or nothing like that. I'm happy he's in the booth. He's a hell of a commentator, no doubt. But at the end of the day, it's just crazy how much he helped Dak Prescott in 2016. You could see how much he made the difference. As soon as he left, the offense went to hell. I mean, that's not like coincidence. The offense has went to hell since he's left. You know what I mean? And it's just like there's been a disconnect with Dak Prescott and Scott Linehan since Romo has left the field. To me, it's like Scott Linehan doesn't want Dak Prescott. That's what it just feels like to me. He doesn't want him as the quarterback. So why can't he call plays to sabotage him and make him look bad? People are acting like that's a conspiracy.
He's going to get himself fired.
I mean, but I'm just saying, though. I mean,
he must want out then. If that's what
how do you know he doesn't? I mean,
Maybe
I don't know.
does.
He got everything he wanted. He wanted all these people out as far as the offensive receivers coach, anything he wanted his way, right? And then he wanted his own offensive quarterbacks coach with Kellen Moore. He got everything his way. And so far we've only put up 8 points. Now I know it's only one game, but people got the spotlight on him because you cleaned house. You got a new guy that's never been coached anything in the NFL before, has never won any games, never really started any games except maybe one. And you're putting full everything into him. So it's going to be on you because you asked for this and you made these decisions. So you have to show and prove, don't you think?
Yeah, I agree. Let me thank everyone who's tuning in right now to the Silver and Blue Nation live streaming podcast. We're taking you up to about 7:45, a little bit before kickoff as we getting you set for the Giants Cowboys tonight, Sunday Night Football. Let me show a little bit of love to YouTube over here. We got a bunch of comments coming in. We appreciate all you guys. We'll try to get to a few of them here shortly. Ghost of Flatbush tunes in. I love these YouTube names.
Hell yeah, I love them YouTube
Maurice
names.
Rouse, Wiggle Bell.
Wiggle Bell.
Someone named Weather. He says Fire Hat Big Game James. His handle is just Weather. So that's pretty cool. Okay,
Gotcha.
Weather. Vaquero Cowboys in there with us commenting. We appreciate all you guys commenting there. And let's give a little bit more love to Facebook. Garrett Moore, John Bean, Ty Davis, Antonio Levia Jr., Jess Couch,
Everybody's
Wiseman
in the
Santana,
building.
and the list goes on and on. We'll keep getting to more of those as we go along here. Again, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube. Give us a big thumbs up if you're watching on YouTube. And go subscribe if you're not on YouTube, and go like us on Facebook if you're not there.
Right.
So, as you can see, I've got some of the YouTube comments up on the screen if you're watching live right now. So, saying that about the coaching staff and everything, let's move on to some player talk. What are you expecting out of Dak Prescott this week differently than what he was doing last week?
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know what to expect from Dak right now. I'm just be totally honest. I don't know what to expect from Dak Prescott. I don't know how he's going to come into the game. There was the ultimate diss this week when Landon Collins basically said, we need to shut down Zeke. We ain't worried about Dak. Put the ball in Dak's hands. We got a better chance of winning. Dak Prescott came back and said challenge accepted. So if you said challenge accepted, dog, if you said challenge accepted, you better step up to this challenge today and you better make plays. So I don't know what to expect to Dak Prescott. I know he's a leader and he's a strong force, so I would expect him to bounce back. But at the end of the day, the way he's been playing lately, I just don't have that full confidence right now. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Dak. I don't want to feel this way, but I just don't have that full confidence right now. Right now, I'm playing it game by game with Dak Prescott, and that's just the way I'm going. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to not believe in you, but I'm seeing too many things as a third-year quarterback. You cannot be making these mistakes. Now, I understand it's not perfect. There were 6 sacks. The line was not clean. It wasn't the greatest protection. I get that. But how many times have we seen before, G, when you got a top quarterback who's had bad line play, bad this, bad that, and they still make plays to win the game? You got to make plays. So if all else goes bad, if you're that top guy, you will still make those plays. And that's what he has to do, and that's what I have not seen as of late. So I don't know what to believe. I can only hope and pray that Dak is going to step up, but I would be sitting here and lying to you saying he's going to play all world tonight. I'm just not going to step out there and do that.
Do you really believe last week when we were down 16-0 in the fourth quarter, were you confident Dak Prescott was going to be bringing us back in that game?
No.
In order, in my mind, for you to be a franchise guy, you got to be able to carry a team on your shoulders, like what you just said. And as of right now, I'm not confident that he's able to do that. But he still has time to grow.
He still has time.
Like I said,
we'll see.
Game 1.
He has to do it, though. You know, remember, G, when we talked about at the very beginning of the year, you said who has the most pressure this whole season? You asked me that question. I posted on my page. We posted on Silver and Blue Nation. And I said Dak Prescott has the most pressure. And if he sits there and says he doesn't think, oh, I ain't worried about the pressure, you're a lie. Because everybody in Cowboy world is talking trash about you, dog. And let's keep it real. You got a lot of haters out there, more haters than ever hated on Romo, and we talked about this. Romo has some people that hate him. I would get mad at Romo. You feel me, G? Yeah. But I wouldn't hate Romo because I know Romo could come back and throw 5 touchdowns. Romo throw 2 interceptions. I know he can still bring us back and get 5 touchdowns. I don't have that same confidence with Dak Prescott. So he has a lot more haters than him because he can't throw the ball where he's supposed to. So that is a lot more haters than a Tony Romo. So he has to see this pressure. He has to feel that pressure, and he better step up or it's not going to be too long of a career in the Dallas uniform, and that's just reality.
And you talk about the pressure, it's completely different than what we saw in his rookie season coming in as a 4th-round pick.
It was easy.
There. No one's expecting to do anything. Now the expectations are there.
It ramped up.
Now you're expected to perform at that level. And
can I ask you a question, OG? We saw you brought it up after his rookie year. His next year, you brought it up and said, is he getting too Hollywood with these commercials and all these interviews and this and that? And I'm not bashing Dak. We're just talking about a pattern. And so all I'm saying is, did I see Dak Prescott in any quarterback camps this year? Why isn't he going to like a Peyton Manning quarterback camp or like these top guru quarterback camps to get better? I seen him out there throwing with his receivers, but I want you with gurus. I want you with quarterback gurus because you don't have the best throwing motion, and that was evident from day one when we drafted you, even at Mississippi State. Let's keep it all the way real, all right? So why did he? I want to know because I felt like you need to get even better and mess with people who are top-notch to get your game even better.
Jess Couch comments on our Facebook Live video and says, sabotaging Dak, oh, my God, what am I watching? No, if you know anything and you watch the game, we're stating facts. There's nothing else to sabotage or have an opinion on. It's just facts. Facts are facts.
I mean, it's my opinion on this, and you can have your opinion how you feel. If you don't like that, I can understand that, and that's okay. But don't sit there and act like things don't happen. Just like how many times we've seen in the news, you don't, oh, this ain't happening, then it comes out that was happening. You act like that stuff ain't real. It is real. Now, I'm not saying it is, but it just seems to me when you got a play caller and a coach who has been a head coach in the NFL. Has he not, Scott Linehan, been a head coach in the NFL? And when you're sitting there seeing other people saying, what the hell is this dude calling? Why is he calling these plays? What the hell else you would think? Because this guy is a veteran. He's still calling these elementary type plays, keeping us out of positive yardage. So what the hell is that?
Right.
I need to find out. Somebody tell me. I'm asking for a friend.
And thanks for that comment, Jess, anyway. And I know you watch regularly, so thank you for tuning in. And everybody else who's just checking in, thank you, too. We'll be here till about 7:45. If you missed anything, you can rewatch it. when we're done here shortly. A lot of people asking about Josh Gordon in the comments. Hold on to that. We're still going to get to that in a second.
He ain't coming.
I still want to talk a little bit about last week to this week, things that need to be different, what we need to see tonight. So will the running game get back on track tonight? Let us know what you guys think in the comments about the running game. Let me say something first about this, because a lot of people were saying, I heard a lot of people throughout the week, you only going to give Zeke the ball 15 times, 15 carries. Like, I understand what everybody's saying when you look at the stat sheet and you see that, but you must not have watched the game if you're saying that, because how many times were we 2nd and 17? How many times did first down runs get us backed up to 2nd and 13, 2nd and 14? It's hard to keep running the ball when you keep getting put behind the chains like that, and that happened the entire first half into the third quarter. So if you just look at the stat sheet, yeah, you only gave Zeke the ball 15 times. Like, what are you thinking? But when you look at the game situation, you're not handing the ball off on 2nd and 14 most of the time, and definitely not on 3rd and long. And you might, but at that point, you're just playing to punt.
Well, you know what?
So it's situational.
I feel you, but you know what we have to do if you ask me, can the running game get together tonight? We have to be physical.
I think we got to start off and get the running game going on first down. I think that's the key. We cannot continue to come out here on first down, run the ball, and lose 2 yards, because that's already setting you back. Then you're in a passing, predictable situation. You got to start off strong on first down. We need 5-6 yards on a first down carry tonight.
That's true.
That'll be the difference in my mind for the running game.
But the biggest difference is we have to be physical up front. We can't be getting pushed around.
Right.
Carolina's defense pushed us around.
Connor Williams.
I mean, not just Connor Williams. We just got pushed. Tyron Smith didn't play the greatest game. Lael Collins didn't play the greatest game. So those are veteran guys that need to step the hell up. You guys have been on the line. So at the end of the day, we have to be physical. If we're going to have a good running game tonight, man, oh man, if we call a running play, we have to get them pushed back and we have to get positive yardage. So it has to be on the line, getting physical and having an attitude tonight and saying we're not going to stand for this and we're going to get Zeke these yards, because Zeke can't do it all. How good is Zeke? He's so damn good that you miss a block and he can do a jump cut and still get 2 or 3 yards out of a miss, something that should be negative. But the offensive line has to help him. So we have to be physical and we have to win at the point of at the line of scrimmage. I mean, we have to win the war today up front. Point blank simple. And they don't have Olivier Vernon today. Jason Pierre-Paul's not playing. They don't have Dominique Cromartie. So they're missing, especially Vernon. That's a big key for them missing today. This is a game that we should definitely whip their ass up front, and we need to do it.
Yeah, I agree, and I think that in my mind, it starts on that first down, because that's the key to me. When you start off 2nd and 13, and then you're getting in 3rd and long, 2nd and long, it's just hard to continue to have a running game. And then you got the dink and dunk offense that's not built for big chunk plays. And once you get behind 2 scores, you can pretty much count this offense out of it, in my mind. Mm-hmm. You cannot get down 2 scores.
No.
I do not feel like we're equipped for that.
No, that's scary. Just like when we got down to the Panthers, I was almost feeling like, man, how are we coming back from this one? And we can't get down because it seems like we don't have the offense that can come back. But at times it seems like when we get up in that quick offense, that's what seems to me is when Dak Prescott is good, when they kind of do the hurry up and they kind of put him in a quick rhythm where he doesn't have to sit there and think and stand in the pocket forever and make those decisions. Give him a quick decision, because how many times does he kill that slant pattern with Beasley or Gallup? He's dope with that 3-1-2-3, boom. When he doesn't have to make that, he has to sit in the pocket, he makes a quick release, boom, he's good with it. But it seems like when he has to sit in that pocket and he's forced to sit there, he struggles, and that's where we lose, because at the end of the day, you got to make plays in the pocket, dog. You got to be able to throw some passes in the pocket, and when it's like a 3rd and 7, you got to move those chains, because the defense can't, how good it is, how good it can be, it cannot stay out there forever, because it's still not an all-world defense. We're hoping and praying it is, and it played good last week, but it's still maturing and growing, so we can't put all our eggs in that. The offense has to help the defense tonight.
Jumping back into the comments, Amanda Foster tunes in. Thanks for commenting, Amanda. If you guys haven't done it yet, go join the hashtag DC4L Facebook group. Do it right now as soon as you get off this video. Hashtag DC4L. It's the largest Cowboys group on Facebook. You'll love it. Just fandom everywhere, every day, on the timeline.
All day,
so make sure you go join that group. And let's give a couple more Facebook shout-outs if you're watching live there. Make sure you leave your comments on the Silver and Blue Nation page.
Some of the new
if I can get it out. And then also go subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're not there yet. Regina Adams, Will Richards,
What's up, Will?
Ramirez, Megan McBride, Ray Griggs, all you guys, Linda Colazzo, the names go on. I can keep saying them all night. Dottie Rogers, Donald Platt. If we're not getting your comments, keep them coming. I'm going to try to get to a point in the show here where we're just looking at comments. But for right now, we'll stay in the topics, and we're going to get to the one everybody's been asking about, and that's obviously the Cowboys need some help, maybe at wide receiver. A lot of people in the comments saying we should maybe start Gallup tonight. What do you think about Josh Gordon? He gets cut, and that's someone we've had interest in before. Do you think there's still some interest there?
No, because they said there's no interest. They said it 2 or 3 times there's no interest. I mean, I may post, like, why don't we get him? But they've already said multiple times they're happy with the receivers. It could be, but how many times does Dallas do smoke screens lately with freaking Stephen Jones? He shows his hand. So it's not like he does smoke screens anymore. It's kind of like when he says it ain't happening, it ain't happening. Hell yeah. Well, I mean, if Josh Gordon is not having any drug issues or anything like that, why wouldn't you? Now, what's going to happen is if he doesn't have any drug issues, the New England Patriots are going to do some background check on this dude, and they're going to say, come on, Josh Gordon. And he's going to come on to the New England Patriots, and Tom Brady's going to make him sweet, and he's going to ball the hell out. And why can't we get him? Because you know what? We don't have the infrastructure that the Patriots have, because he can't come over to the Cowboys and be successful. So he can go to the New England Patriots, and he can go those strong teams that have strong personalities from the top to the bottom, and then they could keep him together and say, this is the way you're going to do it, or you're not going to be here. So they get together. But see, you can't come to Dallas and do that because we don't have that type of infrastructure. You just come over to us and you get goofy just like the other ones. And that's the problem with us. That is the problem with our team. We have talent, but it starts up top. They can play all that offer whatever they were playing with Jason Garrett cussing up a storm. But at the end of the day, man, it's the same thing. And if we don't get that together, it's going to be the same damn thing every year. So at the end of the day, yes, I would love to have a Josh Gordon, but we wouldn't probably use him right. Half the players that we be wanting so bad, they would come to us and probably not do nothing because we don't know how to use those players right.
From what I understand, he was cut based on a trust issue and not an actual incident that was committed. So from what I understand, he's available to play and he's ready to go. So
and he's already said the 49ers are already looking right now. They're doing their due diligence.
He has a hamstring injury. I believe it was Adam Schefter, ESPN, reported that he wanted to go to the 49ers or the Cowboys. So, hey, I'll take him. If it's up to me, I'll bring him. The only reason I say it could be a smokescreen is because there's a waiver order. You know what I mean? Like, so you might not want other teams that want to try to just keep him from you by placing a waiver claim on him. And the Browns are still, I believe it was Ian Rappaport reported that the Browns are still open to a trade for him as well.
Yeah, late rounder.
So, yeah, so maybe, it could be a smokescreen. They're not going to tell the tale, but I would be happy if they take a shot at him. We come Monday morning, Cowboys are picking up Josh Gordon. I'd be fine with that.
I'd be fine with it too, but like I said, I really don't see it happening because of just what they said. I just don't believe in smoke screens with Stephen Jones anymore because it just seems like he throws his hand out there. And at the end of the day, you know what? We can have a Josh Gordon, but if we ain't making plays in the passing game, what does Josh Gordon really matter if we're not making plays in the passing game anyway?
Hey, guys, if you just tuned in, it's the Silver and Blue Nation live streaming podcast. Give us a like and a share, a thumbs up. Send your comments in. Let us know where you're watching from. If you're on YouTube, thank you there. On Facebook as well, leave your comments on the Silver and Blue Nation page, and go subscribe to YouTube there as well. So can you give us an update on Randy Gregory, what happened last week, and then what's going on now?
Well, Randy Gregory, I guess it's much to do about nothing. Jerry Jones said it wasn't nothing, and nothing else that came about it. So those guys that are jumping out there dogging him or saying this possibly is for ratings, they said it right before I talked about this week. They said it right before the game. Randy Gregory possibly this destroying this kid's mental. That's just wrong to me, and it's a bunch of crap, especially if he's not did anything wrong, and you're out there throwing out these rumors. He has to deal with this crap every single day, and y'all just throw out this stuff just to get a rating. It's terrible to me, and they should get punished for that false crap. You know what I mean? But as I said before, he has the concussion, so I don't think he's playing today. So I think, I just hope that, he had the injury last time, you feel me, and he kind of lost his way. So I just hope that, have a concussion, but still stay strong, still stay focused. I hope everything's not, Jerry Jones says it's okay, so I haven't heard anything, so it sounds good. But if it's not bad, then these writers need to get some kind of something for what they do, because that's just wrong, and especially you doing it right before the game time.
Hirsch Patel jumps in our YouTube live chat and says Randy Gregory's inactive tonight.
Mm-hmm.
He has some sort of injury.
Yeah, he had a concussion.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, he had the concussion in the game. So, and they were saying he was doubtful anyway. So thank you, Hirsch Patel. Hirsch Patel always comes with that fire info. So I love you for life, dog, for all that info. And Rico Gathers is active tonight.
Yes, someone asked about Rico.
That's
what I was getting ready to get to
is
next.
active tonight.
We've got a couple people also asking us about wide receivers
Bryce
still.
Butler.
Yep, a couple people saying, matter of fact, let me get a name in there so we can give some credit to somebody if I can find it. If not, that's fine, though. We don't need that credit either. You know who you were. Lena Gonzalez was one of them that said bring Bryce Butler back. Someone said they heard Bryce Butler was coming back. So that's what do you think about that one?
Once again, it doesn't matter if Josh Gordon comes. It doesn't matter if Bryce Butler comes. If we don't make plays in the passing game with Dak Prescott, we can have freaking Randy Moss and Jerry Rice coming to the team. It doesn't matter if Dak Prescott can't get the ball to him.
Didn't you like that chemistry we saw from them too?
Oh yeah, he had great chemistry, but once again, he's got to make plays in the passing. I guess I'm just staunch on that right now. Yes, you can have a receiver, but I don't think we were having problems with that much separation with our receivers not getting open. It was just a lot of misplays. It was a lot of miscommunication, but that Carolina secondary was challenging us and daring us in the passing game to throw the ball.
Yeah, Matt Ryan tore him up pretty good today.
You feel me? They were playing a cover one. They have a basic defense because they rely on that front seven. They were daring us. They were playing so much man-on-man cover one safety up top, not giving us no respect, and we couldn't make plays. Come on, man.
Giovanni Ramirez asked if you think Crabtree would work. I know you just talked about receivers. It's going to be the same answer for all of them.
I'm giving y'all the same answer, y'all. I'm sorry. I don't care if Randy Moss showed up. If Dak Prescott can't throw the ball to him, it doesn't matter what kind of all-world receivers we have. It's just a fact, man. So he has to make the plays today. You know, Dak has to have a big game today to me. You know, Zeke can get his 100 yards, but let's say Zeke gets stopped, gets like 80 yards because he hasn't ran on the Giants all like that. We can attest to that, right? He hasn't had crazy, huge games. He had the one game where he had 100 yards when we should have beat them, but we lost it at the end, and it was uneven play from our quarterback and a receiver. But at the end of the day, let's say they stop Zeke. Let's say, that Zeke gets 80 yards. Well, guess who has to win the game?
Yeah.
You feel me? And they're going to dare us. They're going to dare us like they did last year. What were they doing when they played us last year? They were playing us man-on-man press coverage, didn't give a hell. They weren't scared of nothing about Dak Prescott, and he had 330 yards in that game, right? But they were challenging our receivers and say, you have to beat us. And every team we play this year is going to do the same thing.
Yeah, like I said earlier when we first started tonight, I just don't want to panic too much. Like I said, 2016 we started. We didn't know what we were going to get. Dak didn't look great in that opening game either. And he had a similar type performance, no touchdowns, no picks. And that's kind of how he started 2016. And then 2017 as well was a slow start. So I'm going to give it a couple weeks before I really start to press that panic button. Again, all the teams in the division lost today, minus this game tonight. So if we can come out on top, we win and everybody else loses, so right. It's only week 2, so we can be right back on top of that division and running away with it with a big win tonight. So it's too early to be panicking. Let's give it some time, see what type of adjustments are made. That's what I'm looking forward to the most tonight.
Well, I'm going to tell you what I'm looking forward to. We need to get this W because, once again, I'm just talking about our patterns and trends. We have a thing at our job called patterns and trends, okay, G? Like, if you're late, at work or coming back from break, it's called a pattern and trend. They don't mark you. They don't come in there and reprimand you right then. Yep. They just let it go. Let your pattern develop, and then they come holler at you and like, hey, we're about to write you up because it's patterns and trends. So right now, I'm just saying the patterns and trends of the Cowboys. So the pattern and trend of the Cowboys is how many times have we seen us? And I'm not bashing us. If you think I'm bashing us, then get mad at me. I'm just talking reality, Cowboys fans. If you know our team and you've been following them, you know the patterns and trends. So what I'm saying is this, G. We just saw Eagles and the Redskins lose, right? How many times have we seen where we have the ripe opportunity to step forward and okay, this is a perfect time for us to do this. We fall off and we don't take the step.
Even with Romo.
I mean, can we keep it real about that? How many times? We didn't see that.
Dottie Rogers comments on Facebook Live and says, why are you still putting everything on one person? Dottie, if you've been watching the whole show, we've been talking about the coaching staff.
The offensive line.
So it's not all on one person. We know that, but your quarterback is
He's the main guy.
He's the most important major piece to your success.
What y'all need to do is y'all need to go back and read my page and check Silver and Blue Nation and see I love Dak and I've backed him the whole time. But if you're not making plays in the passing game, what do you want me to do?
And you guys start sending in your questions and comments because we're going to start taking a look at those before we wrap this up. We'll be with you for about 5 or 6 more minutes before we get ready to watch the kickoff, and we'll give you some sort of in-game updates as we go. Make sure you tune back in after the game for the reaction show. That's going to be huge, especially if we win tonight. And the YouTube link is in the description of the Facebook video, so make sure you check that out. Click on that, subscribe, turn on the notifications so you can see when we're live all the time. We never have to miss a thing. Vondell Jackson wants to know, is Xavier Woods playing tonight?
He is out.
So no Xavier Woods once again. Craig Setlock says Dak's got this. He's going to turn up tonight. We're going to trash the Giants.
I hope so.
Lena said, thanks for the shout-out. Lena, thank you for tuning in. Marcus Balderez says Dak's just got a little preseason rust on him. Vondell with another comment says we need to get Tavon Austin into the game more.
Yes.
You saw the explosion from him and that one little. It was a holding on Tyron Smith,
right? And you saw the explosion,
the block in the back. Yeah, you seen that explosion,
and you seen he got no targets. Like, seriously?
I don't think he got in the game a lot.
Yeah, I mean, we have to get him. If we brought him over, you got to figure out a way. You don't have to always use him as a gadget play. Throw him as a receiver. You don't always have to use him as a gadget. Use him as a receiver at times too. We just can't be so predictable as far as what we're going to do, because it seems like so many teams like know and stack the box. I'm going to keep it real. Carolina always kept that safety kind of close to the line of scrimmage, but they weren't killing us with the fronts. We were just having a lot of miscommunication. So hopefully, like I said, that cleans up today. Hopefully these guys understand that, hey, this is a huge game. This is a step for us. We've seen the Eagles lose. We saw the Redskins lose. We can jump right back, be right back in the thick of things. And it's another reason why it's a huge game, G, is because we go to Seattle next week. Seattle doesn't come to us. We're going to Seattle. That's a huge game. That's the 12th man. That's a hard place to play. There's no way we can go in there 0-2. That cannot happen.
No matter what Seattle looks like at the time, it's always a tough environment.
Right.
And right now, as you can see up on the screen, if you're watching live, we've got the bold prediction graphic up there. Give us your bold predictions, your score predictions. We're going to get into some of ours before we jump off here and get ready for this game. Again, it's kickoff 8:20 tonight, Sunday Night Football on NBC. Make sure you're checking that out. And, again, send us your comments, your bold predictions, your score predictions. I'll let you guys get some of those in. We'll come back, read some of your comments. We'll give ours, and then we'll get out of here and get ready for kickoff. So do you have anything bold for us tonight?
Rico Gathers is active. Rico Gathers gets a touchdown. I don't know if that's bold, but he hasn't played. So I'm going to say he hasn't played in one really regular season game like that. So I'm going to say Rico Gathers gets 3 catches and a touchdown. And on the defensive side, I'm going to say DeMarcus Lawrence gets 4 sacks on Eric Flowers. I'm just going to throw it out there.
4 sacks on Eric
bold.
Flowers. Wow, that is bold.
That's bold, right?
Last week, my bold prediction whiffed. I said Zeke 200 yards. It wasn't even close to that. I will never bet with the offense again.
It's bold.
Yes.
That's why they're bold.
So this week, I'm going to go to the defensive side. I'm going to say Sean Lee rebounds with 20 tackles tonight and a pick 6.
20 tackles and pick 6. That's bold.
20 tackles and a pick 6 for Sean Lee. Mark it down. And do you have a score prediction for us?
Yeah, I'm going to go 17-14 Cowboys. It's still going to be low scoring. I still don't think our offense is really ready to break out yet. I think it's going to be a tight game, another tight game, nor less, but I think we'll pull it out. 17-14 Cowboys. Let's go. We need this W, please, because if we lose this game, y'all ain't going to want to hear me on this post game because you're going to be hella rants.
I've got a feeling that this game could be a little bit more high scoring, just because they usually are with the Cowboys and Giants. So I'm going to take Dallas 31, Giants 28.
Whoa.
Maher wins it on a game-winning field goal.
That should be your bold prediction.
At the end.
Oh, can we talk about, right quick, before we get out of here, can we talk about why Dan Bailey don't got a job in the Minnesota Vikings and the Cleveland Browns choked it?
I'm glad you brought that up because last week we had a kicking problem. Not that it made a big difference on the game.
It did make a difference.
Like I said, that's a possession, that's a score, that's a new kickoff, a reset, a momentum changer.
It did make a difference.
So we talked about it the week before how Dan Bailey is just a kicker, but kickers are important. I know Bailey might not be good, but still, kickers are very important.
Well, we saw how the Browns,
there's other teams today having a lot of problems too.
Yes. So y'all need to call Dan Bailey. I know he was tripping with us, but I guarantee you he's better than one of y'all.
I'd rather get him back for us.
I mean,
what you guys think in the comments? You want Dan Bailey back? I know I do.
They ain't going to bring him back, though.
Let me jump into some of these comments, Dan, because we promised we were going to talk about some of your bowl predictions and score predictions that you guys put in the comments. Real quick, though, April Station had a good question over on our YouTube chat. Let me get this up on the screen for you guys watching so you can see the live YouTube chat. April Staten says, should we do more RPO and read options with Dak?
I mean, we should. I mean, I don't understand how this is complicated and difficult for Scott Linehan. I don't know. It just seems like, how do you not know? You've seen these kind of athletic quarterbacks. He's not a pure pocket passer, so you need to put him in situations to where he can succeed. And it just seems like, you know what, he's not making the plays, but it's not all Scott Linehan. Some of those play calls were bad, but there were reads where Dak's got to make the plays. The guys are open, you got to throw the ball. So it doesn't matter if it's a run pass option. He still has to make the throws. We saw a few plays where he threw it in the dirt. He had one play where Michael Gallup was wide open for a huge game. He threw it behind him. There was one play he was scrambling. Cole Beasley did it in, and he flaked out. And if he would have lobbed it, it would have been an easy touchdown. Dak didn't see him. He looked right at him but didn't throw it. So right now, I think he's just kind of maybe seeing ghosts. I don't know. He did get hit a lot because he got hit 10 times in that game. He got hit more in that game, in the Carolina game, than he did in the Atlanta game when he took them 6 sacks. So that does bother a quarterback. You can start feeling the pressure and feeling things that aren't there. You feel me, G? How many times have those guys said that they see ghosts, that they think something's there and it's not because they've been hit so much? So that can be happening with Dak too. All I know is that he's got to come back and he's got to maintain and he's got to make plays. If he does that, we can win this game and we'll be right back in the thick of things.
Yeah, I'd love to see a lot more of those like bootleg, play action, rollout type deals. I think he's good with it when he gets in that position. But we got to have a good running game for that to happen. Right. James Wiggle Bell says 28-20 Dallas on our YouTube comment section. James Sorrells predicts a defensive turnover and score. April said 21-17. Cheyenne Maxwell says defensive line 4 sacks. You said 4 sacks for D-Law by himself.
Yeah. Both.
Let's see. Vaquero Cowboy says 10-13 Dallas, so he's with you on a low-scoring game. I hope it's not that.
A lot of them are in that 2017 range.
I would love to see like a 35-10 Cowboys victory.
Hell yeah, we need a breakout offensively game. We need a breakout offensive game. We need that.
John
Dak
Jones has Cowboys 31-20. Stevie Max said the Rams also, yes, they lost Greg Zuerlein today. They lost their kicker too, so kickers,
Dan Bailey's going to get a job.
Yeah, Dan Bailey's going to get paid.
He's about to get paid.
He's going to have some options.
And he's going to be able to go if I'm him, I'm like, I'm going to the Rams.
And I think
or I'm going to I'm going to a playoff. I'm not going to the Browns.
Yep.
And I see I'm going to go right there to the Rams.
And he's probably going to get paid good. Matter of fact, I think he might have already been the highest paid kicker in the league.
One of the
highest. If I'm not
highest.
mistaken. He was definitely one of the highest. Chef WD 2010 says 21-10 Cowboys. Jared Head, Cowboys win 2017. Stevie Mack says Dak didn't see a lot of plays, should have had another 70 yards passing. Yeah, that's true. And we talked about it. So all you guys watching on YouTube, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. I know we got a lot of people watching right now.
And don't forget to subscribe to that Patreon right where my finger is. That Patreon account right
support
there.
Us,
if you like to support the nation, we try to go hard. We was out there in Carolina last week. I know, G, we're going definitely go on that Indy game, me and you.
In December,
maybe out there for that Texans game, getting all that kind of trying to get that locked up right now to that, because that's going to be a huge game, us at Houston. And that's an inner rival. So definitely going to be getting out there again to those games. So if you want to support the nation, hit that little Patreon right where my finger is. You can start as low as $1 for a monthly subscription. We're going to keep on adding more things to where you can get even more involved with the page and program gives away. But you know what I'm saying? It's all in the process.
And let's thank our current patrons too: Janiqua Russell, Erica Shaney, Katina, myself, you. Thanks to everybody who's become a Silver and Blue Nation patron. Make sure you jump in there to get
and donate.
Exclusive content and become a personal friend of the show. And Big Game James. Jawan James says Cowboys 20-14. Marvin Hargrove 27-13 Cowboys. Vondell 23-17 Cowboys. So a lot of people are seeing that 20 to
that 27, that 20 to 17, 21,
high teen score.
Because the offense hasn't really gave you a lot of confidence to think you're going to score for a breakout. But let's hope it could happen.
Vondell says Dak 325 yards, 2 touchdowns.
That's bold.
If Dak can do that, then that would, to me, I would see like, okay, you're stepping up to another level. As long as he's getting the ball down the field and they don't all come on dump offs and run after catch.
How about first down? What's wrong with us first down throwing it deep? First play,
let's take
throw a
one
bomb
down the field, man.
You know what I'm saying? I'm getting tired of the 13-play drives and maybe a field goal. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to drive the ball. We take the whole freaking quarter.
We built our team on that.
But still.
Going back to 2014, that's where that started.
But even then, we were still having explosive. We were still scoring.
Well, we were explosive.
We were still explosive, though.
You had Romo, though. Yeah, you had Romo. I mean, there's a difference. That's a big difference. I think we all can clearly see that now. Anyway, Ray Griggs, Cowboys 17-10, and Annette Rary says 17-7 Cowboys. Ray Griggs says he hopes I'm right. I hope I know which thing you were saying I'm right about. I'm not sure because that could have been a minute ago when I said it, but thanks for that. Scott D'Amico says 31-14 boys. Will Richards, Zeke 2 touchdowns, and Tavon Austin gets 1 tonight.
I feel you, Will. And Will's out here in Columbus, Ohio, so shout out to Will. He's going out to the Roosters. He just joined Silver and Blue. He brought some people over to Silver and Blue Nation. So shout out to you. Why don't you go ahead and subscribe, Will? Throw a little Patreon. We appreciate you, big dog. Thank you for sending people our way. We appreciate you.
$1 a month. Nobody's gonna miss that. You won't even see it.
You ain't gonna miss no $1 a month. I promise you won't.
LaShonda Nelson says Dak 3 TDs, Zeke 160 yards, 2 big runs, defense 2 picks. Cowboys win 35-17. I like that.
Damn, that's Super Bowl.
I like that.
Yeah,
that's what I want.
That's what we want. That's aggressive Cowboys football that we need to bring back. That's what we're missing.
I think that's how we feel like we should be playing right there. What she just said.
Yeah, but you know what? Here's the thing. You know what my problem is, and I'll just end it like this. We just seem like we're still too nice. It just feels we're still too nice. We had a show with DDP and Law Nation and Computer, and you know how Computer is from 3-6 Mafia. Yep. He wild, right? Yep. But, you know, me and him, we always go back and forth. We don't agree on everything, but you know what he did say at the end of that show? He said, you know what we need to do? I'm tired of us being nice to these other teams. Everybody hates the Cowboys. They really hate us with the Jerry Jones thing, with the anthem and everything. Everybody hates us. You feel me? They just hate us, and they all want us to lose. So let's hate them back. Hate these other teams back. Don't be shaking their hands. Don't be giving them dap. Don't keep on, like he was saying, don't at the end of the game sharing jerseys and, ooh, we just lost 23. We lost 23-3, but I'm sharing a jersey with my big smile on my face with an autograph on it from Odell Beckham Jr. He just caught 12 passes on me, but I got his jersey signed. Man, forget all that BS crap. Stop being nice to these other damn teams because none of these teams like us. All these teams hate us, and they can't stand us. So all we need to do is go out there and whoop all these teams' ass and make us like we don't stand them. It's us against the world, and we need to play like that. Stop being nice. Get an attitude and kick these teams' butts and make them respect us. Nobody's looking at us when the Cowboys walk in the stadium like, ooh, it's the Cowboys. No, they're like, oh, it's the Cowboys. So we need to get that freaking respect back. So go in there tonight and whoop their ass.
There's your motivation from Big Game James, getting you pumped up for this game tonight. I hope you guys are all ready. It's about that time. I know everybody's getting real hyped right now as the calm before the storm. Lena says 21-10 Cowboys. Appreciate all you guys who tuned in and commented today. Again, make sure you go check out our YouTube channel. Subscribe there if you haven't. The link is in the description on Facebook. And same thing on YouTube. The link for Facebook's in that description. So make sure you guys are subscribing to both platforms there. We're live every Sunday, pre and post game. We will be back tonight to wrap up Cowboys-Giants, win or lose. So hopefully you come back with us, win or lose. And with that being said, is there any final statement for you?
No, just like I said, man, I'm tired of the games. We need to go in there and play Cowboys football and whoop their ass. Like, stop playing games. Physical, physical, physical. We must win at the line of scrimmage. Don't play around. We must win at the line of scrimmage. Zeke has to have a good game. We have to be more physical with them. We have to dominate them. We can't play around and keep them in the game all the way until the fourth freaking quarter, biting on our fingernails, wondering if we're going to win this freaking game. Let's go out there and establish who we are. We're at home. We're not in New York. We need to play like that. We need to play like we're the home team and dominate them. And I don't want to hear no freaking excuses.
Tyrone Stewart says Dallas all the way. Jacob Diaz, game day. Marvin Hargrove, preach big game James. Robert Larson says Rico's getting in. Megan McBride, good job, Silver and Blue Nation. Appreciate you and everybody else who tuned in tonight. And we will be back for the late night edition. Post-game show. We'll see you there. That's big game James.
And that's producer G. Rotron. We'll see you soon, and let's get this W. Cowboys Nation, baby.
And the show is over.
How about them Cowboys? Yeah!